Hello my dear students and welcome back to Excellence Batch, and I am your Diksha ma'am. So here we have started the chapter Human Reproduction. In the previous class we have discussed half of the male reproductive system. So I hope you all have done your homework and you have revised the things we have done, and now it's time to solve some questions. Before that, let's see what we are going to study today. We are going to study accessory glands, penis, semen, ejaculation and erection, and of course the disorders related with male reproductive system. But before that, give me some answers guys. First, at which month of pregnancy testes descend into the scrotum? You have to tell me that particular month after which the testes come down from abdomen to scrotum. Cells that secrete androgen. Function of your duct system, the male duct system. How many testicular lobules are present in each testes? And the last, function of Sertoli cells. Let's get started. So the first one is, at which month the testes come down is the 7th month. Which month guys? 7th month. So during 7th month of pregnancy, the testosterone level rises in the fetus and the testes descend from abdomen into the scrotum. Next, cells that secrete androgen. Androgen is a male hormone, the testosterone, and it is secreted by Leydig cells, also known as interstitial cells. Function of the duct system. What does duct system do in males? First, the transport of sperm, and second, storage of sperm. Transport and storage of sperm. That's the main function of the duct system. How many testicular lobules are present in each testis? In one testis, we have 250 testicular lobule, and each testicular lobule contains 1 to 3 seminiferous tubule. Now let me know the functions of Sertoli cell. First, it nourishes sperm. Second, development of sperm. Third, it forms blood-testis barrier. Also, it can undergo phagocytosis. And it secretes AMF. What does AMF stands for? Anti-Mullerian factor, and this anti-Mullerian factor is responsible for inhibiting female duct in the male embryo. Fine. Now you have to give score to yourself. So this one was for 1 marks, this one also for 1, this is for 2 marks, 1 marks, and this is for 5 marks. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Tell me the score out of 10 in the comments. I want to see whether you have revised the things nicely or not. And be very honest while telling the scores, right? It's okay if you score less. Try luck next time. It's not the luck, it's your hard work guys. Okay. Alright. So let's get started with the today's topic, which are glands. So glands, what are glands? Glands are something that secretes something. Just like you have salivary gland secretes saliva. Now what does it secrete? So in the males, there is a fluid that comes out after sexual intercourse. You call the fluid as semen. Listen to me very carefully. After sexual intercourse, the male, eject out a white color fluid, and the name of that fluid is semen, right? Semen, as I've told you, it's white in color and it is made up of 2 things, or we can say it contains 2 things. One, sperms from testes, and second, seminal plasma or fluid. So this is a main, or you can say very important body fluid of male. So this semen is deposited in the female reproductive tract during insemination because it contains sperm. So this seminal fluid, it comes from glands. It comes from glands. The color of this fluid is white, just like milk. It's little milky and it is sticky, right? If you'll touch it, it is just like sticky, right? It has a stickiness. So this fluid inside the semen, the main base of the semen, is secreted by the very important glands in the male. So the males have 3 types of gland. What are these guys? One is a prostate gland. Second is seminal vesicles. And third is bulbourethral, which has another name, Cowper's gland. I am just letting you introduce to the names first, then we will talk about the detail. Okay, we are just going to talk about first the names and the location. So there are 3 glands: prostate, seminal vesicles and Cowper's gland, also known as bulbourethral. So if this is a urinary bladder, can you see it? This is a urinary bladder. There is one single gland present beneath the urinary bladder or below the urinary bladder. This is the first gland, prostate gland. As you can see, this is just one, so we say it is a single gland. It's a single gland. It is not paired. It is not paired. Next, we have one pair of this gland known as seminal vesicle, and it is present behind the urinary bladder. So one will be present here, another will be present here. Imagine if this is the urinary bladder, so the seminal vesicles will be present behind the urinary bladder like this. Okay, so it is one pair. Next, third gland, Cowper gland. So Cowper gland is present just right here. It's a very small pea-shaped gland and it is also paired. So it's present on either side like this, either side of the urethra. So it's also one pair, but it is very small. It is very small. Now let's talk about them in the detail. Now you know where are they present and what is their name. Okay, so let's talk about them in more detail. So the first gland that we have is prostate. Let's write their name. Second we have, yes, say it with me, seminal vesicles. And third we have is Cowper's, also known as bulbourethral. Alright, now first we will talk about prostate. As I have told you, prostate is single gland. It is single and it is chestnut shape. You know what is a chestnut? It's a kind of a nut. It is chestnut shape where it is present below what? Urinary bladder. Present below urinary bladder. Now what does it secrete? What is its secretions? Its secretions is first of all enzymes. Yes, it do secrete certain enzyme. Antibiotics. Why antibiotics? Antibiotics like seminal plasmin. It secretes one antibiotic known as seminal plasmin. The role of antibiotic is to kill microbes. Even if the semen got encountered by the bacteria, because definitely it will come out in the outside environment. So microbes are ready to take it. So this will kill the microbes. Another very important thing that it secretes is calcium ions. Calcium ions have a very important role in sperm motility. Motility means movement. You must have seen that first scene of the movie 3 Idiots, where the sperm is running so fast. Life is a race. The sperm that runs very fast and reach at first to the ovum will fertilize the ovum. So the sperm motility is a very important feature for being, or we can say it's a very important feature of a fertility of a sperm, right? So calcium ions give it the property to run very fast. Fine. Now, the milky appearance of the semen is due to the prostate gland. So, this prostate gland gives milky appearance. It gives milky appearance to the semen. Fine. Another gland is seminal vesicle. This is a paired gland and present behind urinary bladder. Present behind urinary bladder. Now, what does it secrete? Its secretions are fructose. Why fructose? Fructose is a sugar. Its secretions are fructose. Inositol, it is also sugar. Citric acid, inositol, fructose, they all will provide energy. They all will provide energy because just like we or all cells need glucose for metabolism, sperm is also a cell. But this is usually used, fructose is used during rape test. For example, if someone has done rape to a woman, right? So, at that time the semen must be deposited in the vagina of female, and if you detect or take sample from the vagina of a female and check the presence of fructose sugar, you can detect whether the sexual intercourse has been done or not, right? Because fructose is it's not secreted by any other gland of your body. It's only secreted by a male gland, that is seminal vesicle, right? So, alkaline nature and white appearance and white color of the semen is given or provided by the seminal vesicle. The semen has a pH of around 7.2 to 7.7, quite alkaline. So, this is given by seminal vesicles. Next we have, guys, is Cowper's gland. This is also one pair, and this one helps in lubrication of penis, right? It secretes mucus, so it will help in lubrication. Now, let's talk about the penis now, guys. Okay, what about penis? Penis is the external genitalia. And it is an erectile organ. What is erectile organ? This is a very important feature of penis. Let me just draw the diagram of penis first. So, if you have seen the diagram of penis, this is how it looks like, right? So, this is how penis looks like. This is the extended portion of the penis known as glans penis. This glans penis is covered by a skin, a fold of skin, right? This extended portion of penis is glans penis, and it is covered by a fold of skin. And what is the name of the skin? Foreskin or prepuce. If someone asks you what is that fold of skin that covers, what is that fold of skin that covers the glans penis, which is an extended part of penis, what do you call it as? Foreskin or prepuce. And you also know the urethra passes from the penis. Yes. So, penis have an opening, or it has an opening known as urethral meatus. Fine. Meatus always means opening, right? Now, let's take a section of the penis from here. This is how we are going to cut it. Okay. So, when you will take a section of the penis, you will see some connective tissue which are erectile connective tissue. There are 3 erectile connective tissue present. Inside the penis, right? What does erectile means? Erectile means any tissue that gets hard in nature, Earlier it was soft, later on during erection it becomes harder. Okay. So, here we have certain tissues. These 2 tissues, they are corpora They are corpora cavernosa. And this one is corpus spongiosum. We generally use the word corpora for two things, it's plural, corpus is singular, right? And through corpus spongiosum, urethra passes. Through this, urethra passes. Now, what are these? These are erectile tissues, connective tissues, right? Corpora cavernosa 2 in number, this is 1 in number. So, inside the corpora cavernosa, arteries are present and around it veins are present. What are present here? Veins. So, you can see here blood vessels are present. What are present here? Blood vessel. This is artery and these are veins. So, you can see blood vessel plays a very important role. So, what happened during erection? Whenever a male undergoes erection, first of all, might be a lot of student does not know about erection. Let me, started with the base. Whenever male have sexual thoughts, at that time, the brain send commands. The brain send commands to the various body organs, and it also increases blood pressure. It also increases blood pressure. When a male is, sexually aroused, at that time, the blood pressure increases, even in the females also. Fine. So, when the blood pressure increases, the blood vessel or the flow of blood increases in these arteries, and the entire blood gets into the adjoining tissues. It gets into the adjoining tissues, and by that flow of blood, the entire tissues receive a lot of blood. The entire penis gets hard and erect. The size of penis actually increases during erection. The erect penis on an average is around 15 centimeter long, right? So, why you call it as an erectile organ? It contains erectile tissues. Contains erectile connective tissues. Okay. So, the major role or the function of penis is, first of all, I have told you, erection. What happened during erection? What happened during erection, guys? Whenever there is sexual arousal, blood flow increases, blood flow in penis increases, and blood enters into open spaces. So, in the penis there are certain open spaces present here. You call them as sinuses. What do you call them as? Sinuses. So, the blood enters into these sinuses, right? So, this blood flow increases, blood enters into tissues, and what part of tissues? Into sinuses. As a result, penis gets hard. Penis gets hard, right? So, this is one role of penis that occurs. Now, why does it get hard? For sexual intercourse, right? Now, what will happen after the sexual intercourse or at the end of sexual intercourse? So, after the sexual intercourse have been done, what happened in sexual intercourse? The penis enters into the vagina because it has to inseminate them, right? So, after the end of the sexual intercourse, the penis ejaculates. That means it will throw its fluid. In ejaculation, what happened? The penis throw its fluid, and what is that fluid? Semen. So, in ejaculation, the penis ejaculates semen. Ejaculates semen, right? So, this is also the under the effect of the nervous system. As I have told you, when the command has been sent to brain, everything will be under the control of the nervous system only. Okay. So, these are the two important functions of the penis, erection and ejaculation, and the sole purpose is reproduction, to increase the progeny. Okay. Alright. So, let us move further and talk about semen bag. So, as I have told you, it is white in color, sticky and has alkaline nature. What is the pH? 7.2 to 7.7, right? So, as I have told you, during ejaculation the semen is released, but the question is how much is released? The question is how much semen is released? Okay. So, per ejaculation 2.5 to 5 ml semen is released. 2.5 to 5 ml semen is released, and this 2.5 to 5 ml of semen contains around 200 to 300 million sperms. How many? 200 to 300 million sperms. So, if in a male per ejaculation whatever semen is collected, it contains this much amount of sperm, and out of these sperm 60% sperms have proper shape, and out of that 40% sperms have vigorous motility. Vigorous motility means they can run very fast. So, we will consider this man to be completely healthy and fertile. So, per ejaculation, the male is secreting or releasing this much of semen. In this much of semen, a male should have this much of sperm, and out of this much of sperm, 60% should have proper shape, and out of that 40% should have vigorous motility. So, those sperm or that amount of sperm are actually needed for fertilization of ovum. If the amount is less, for example, if I say the amount is less than 20 million per ml, then the person is infertile. You consider that person as infertile. Okay. This is 200 to 300 million per 5 ml. This is 20 million per ml. So, that is the difference. Okay. So, this is how number, amount, or we can say shape and motility of sperm is very much important when we are talking about fertility. Alright guys. Okay. That is about the semen. Now, let us talk about this paragraph of NCERT. Read it with me. Open your NCERT books. The penis is male external genitalia. It is made up of special tissue that helps in erection of penis to facilitate insemination, that you all know. The enlarged end of penis is called glans penis, and it is covered by a loose fold of skin known as foreskin, also known as prepuce. The male accessory glands include paired seminal vesicle, single, they have used word means single, prostate and paired bulbourethral gland. Secretion of these glands constitutes seminal plasma, which is rich in fructose, calcium ion and certain enzyme. Fructose is contributed by seminal vesicle, calcium ions and enzymes are contributed by prostate. The secretion of bulbourethral also helps in lubrication of the penis, right? Okay, that's about the NCERT. Now it's time to study the abnormalities of the male reproductive system. Let's get started. So, we are going to talk about some disorders. The first disorder we are going to talk about is cryptorchidism. Cryptorchidism. What is it? So, I have told you that during 7 months of pregnancy, the testes descend down into the scrotum. The testes descend down into the scrotum under the influence of testosterone. But what if there is no testosterone, or what if the testes fail to descend? Then testes will be in abdomen only, and in abdomen appropriate temperature will not be reached and the spermatogenesis will not take place. This is how I have told you that why testes are in scrotum, because we need 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius temperature lower than the body temperature. But if somehow the testes fail to descend during 7th month, or somehow it will never descend, at that time a person is having a disorder where a person is infertile or sterile. You call that disorder as cryptorchidism. So, what happened in cryptorchidism? The testes fail to descend during embryonic stages. Fine guys? Okay. Second, we have said that the penis undergoes erection during sexual intercourse. or whenever the man is having sexual thoughts. But what if the male is not able to hold that erection for longer time? Then male will not be able to do the sexual intercourse and insemination properly. So that is also a disorder where male is not able to hold erection for longer time, and that is impotence. That is impotence. So what is impotency or impotence? Not able to hold erection for longer time. This is mostly psychological, because in India nobody talks about sexual health and sexuality and everything. So people are generally very nervous while doing all of these stuff. So generally male get also nervous. It's not about just girls, males also get nervous. So at that time they are mostly men have impotency. Okay. Alright, the third one, what if the sperm count decreases? The condition will be oligospermia. So there are different conditions. Let me write it down first. One is azoospermia. Then we have asthenozoospermia. And then we have, teratozoospermia. Oligo. Whenever we are talking about oligo means few. So there are just few sperms. Whatever it is required, it is not fulfilled. So at that time we say male have low sperm count. So if doctors say any male have oligospermia, that means he has low sperm count. If a male is not producing sperm at all, for example, if a person is having cryptorchidism, it will not be able to form any sperm. So that condition is azoospermia, no sperms. What if the sperms are not able to move properly? The shape is not okay, or it can also be there. Like we have done two things. 60% have proper shape, and 40% of that should have vigorous motility. What if they do not move? Then that condition is asthenozoospermia, because that will also cause infertility. Because if the sperm does not move, how it will reach to the ovum, right? So asthenozoospermia, no motility of sperm or very low motility. What if it does not have proper shape? If it does not have proper shape, it will not be able to fertilize ovum. Why? In the later section you will study that ovum have certain proteins which recognize the protein of the sperm. If it does not have proper shape, the proteins will not be there. So that is teratozoospermia. Terato means monster. It looks like monster. It does not have proper shape, right? So no proper shape of sperm. Okay. Now sometimes some male, they got the surgical removal of prepuce. You understand what is prepuce? You have seen this, na? This is glans penis, this is foreskin. So this foreskin in some religions or due to some infections is removed by doctor surgically. So that particular procedure is known as circumcision. So circumcision is not a disorder, it's a procedure. So I am writing it separately. Okay. So what is circumcision? Circumcision is surgical removal of. Circumcision is surgical removal of foreskin. Okay. Now what if the testes are removed? So in the medieval era, there are choir boys that sings in the church. So the medieval era, their testes were removed. Why? Because if the testes are not there, testosterone will not be there. And testosterone makes the male's voice thick. But choir boys have to sing opera, and for that we need high pitch sound. We need high pitch sound for that. So at that time the choir boys they have to remove their testes, and that you call it as castration or orchidectomy. Orchidectomy. Wherever the word ectomy is there, that means surgical removal of testes. Castration was done in that era by any people, not by these doctors, right? But when I am talking about by doctors, removal by doctors, that is orchidectomy, okay. So if the people are doing it just for religion or certain purposes, that is castration. For example, some people remove the testes of bull. So doctors are not removing, people remove them, and that's castration, so that the bull become docile. The bull will not show any anger, and it can be used for bullock carts in the fields. Okay, so this is the removal of testes. Both are same, the person doing is different. Or we can say this is a layman's term, this is a doctor's term. Okay, orchid word is always used for testes, like we say orchitis. Orchitis is inflammation of testes. Inflammation of testes. So these are certain disorders related with the male reproductive system. You need to know about them very well. Okay. First is cryptocoidism, where testes fail to descend, and descent into where? Scrotum. In impotency, male is not able to hold the erection for longer time. And these are the various conditions with the sperm count, shape and motility, and here are the removal of things. Okay, and inflammation of testes is orchitis. Alright guys, so that's about a very small portion, because today it was a very small portions. So let's talk about the questions now for your understanding. The enlarged end of the penis, called glans penis, is covered by a loose fold of skin called, very simple question, scrotum? No. Scrotum is a sac-like structure where testes are present. Then prepuce, true, and also foreskin. So both are correct. So we can say more than two options are correct, and answer is D, D for Diksha ma'am. Next, the secretions of dash glands also help in the lubrication of the penis: seminal vesicle, prostate, Bartholin, Cowper's gland. So seminal vesicle have different role. Prostate secretions give calcium ion. Bartholin is present in female, whereas Cowper or bulbourethral is a male gland, and it helps in lubrication. So answer is D. Okay. Again D for Diksha ma'am. What's going on? Which of the following is the main function of penis? Production of gametes, gestation, this is A, okay. Implantation, insemination. You know there are two functions of penis. One is erection, another ejaculation. So production of gametes is a function of testes. Gestation is done by female, male has no role here. Implantation is also in female, whereas insemination, deposition of semen by penis of male, that is the main role of penis. Again D, what's going on? Okay, next. All of the following are paired except seminal vesicle, salivary gland, prostate and Cowper's. This is paired, these are also paired guys. You will study, or you have already studied in the digestive system. Cowper's also paired, but this is single. A prostate gland is written in NCERT. So answer is C. So here the monotony has been broken, right? Okay. So that's it about your glands and all. So what's your homework? What's your homework? Okay. Revise plus solve questions. Solve question from DPP. I will provide you DPP and assignment of module. Assignment of module. So if you already have module from another place, it's good. If you don't have any module, I will suggest you to please buy one of them from anywhere. I am not forcing you to buy of PW only, but it will be good if you buy that. So you have to buy it and solve the question, because more practice you do, more better you become, right? So this was just very small topics today. So in the next class, we'll be starting with the female reproductive system, guys. Until then, just study hard, keep on working hard, keep on doing it, and I'll meet you in the next class. Bye bye, take care.